Hi, my name is Laura Paulson. I'm a health educator and registered dietitian at HNT Indiana, and I am going to be batch cooking meal replacements. So I'm going to make a lot of meal replacements at one time. I do this so that I don't have to make meal replacements one by one, and then I can just grab and go when I need my meal replacements. I am going to try to do as least movie magic as possible so you can see how I really do make meal replacements just on a weekly basis. So what I first am going to do, and I'm going to introduce two new recipes as well. So first I'm going to make my Jello Poke Cake, and what I need for that is vanilla. So I'm going to use 4 vanilla, and what I like to do actually is to take a old meal replacement box and use it as my trash can so that I don't have to keep running back and forth to the trash can to tear everything out. So I'm going to put in 4 vanilla meal replacements. This is a great recipe because I'm going to be using sugar-free Jello, actual like gelatin, and with that it's only 5 calories per meal replacement for an additive, so it's a really low calorie additive. So I have my 4 meal replacements. I'm going to open up orange. So this kind of gives it a dreamsicle flavor. Since I have 4 meal replacements, 1 packet is going to be what I use, so all of it. Again, another easy trick for batch cooking. So I'm going to mix this together. I am going to spray. I'm going to use my whoopie pie pan. Since I used 4 meal replacements, it's going to be 3 meal replacements, or 3 little discs per meal replacement. I do always have a water cup so I don't have to go back and forth to my sink for faucet, and this is my favorite mixing bowl. We usually use clear in other videos so that you can see our batter, but again I wanted to make it as real as possible. So I'm going to make it kind of a thick batter. I have made it thinner before and it works out perfectly fine. So I'm going to divvy these up. And sometimes I'm not the best at separating them, so I'm going to have to take some from another well and put it in these others. All right, I'm going to set this aside so that I can do another batch of Jello Poke Cake so I can put them in together. So as you can see, I didn't really necessarily clean out my bowl. I just rinsed it out because I'm going to be baking again. Now I'm going to be using 4 strawberry meal replacements. And I'm going to use sugar-free strawberry Jello. Again, I'm using 4 meal replacements, so I can just use 1 pack. All right. So this batter is going to be a little bit thinner than the orange batter for the dreamsicle. But they are still going to turn out great. It's actually just easier to divvy up if they are thin. All right, now I'm gonna put both of my whoopie pie pans, my Jello Poke Cake of the strawberry and the dreamsicle, in the oven for 12 minutes. Now the real fun begins because I have 12 minutes to get 2 more batches done before my batch in the oven is done. All right, my last flavor for Jello Poke Cake is going to be lime and vanilla. So I'm gonna do 4 meal replacements of the vanilla. Ooh, that was a dangerous tear. So I have my sugar-free lime Jello. I'm gonna put that in. Spray my whoopie pie pan. I really like these Jello Poke Cakes because they are very colorful for summertime. It's kind of fun to see, you know, pink, green, and orange in your refrigerator. All right. It's pretty good batter. All right, I'm getting a little bit low on my water, so I'm gonna refill. And I did check for cold water because I'm gonna be making oatmeal chocolate chip mini muffins. And if I put hot water with the chocolate chips, they'll melt and it won't be chocolate chip, it'll be like a chocolate swirl. So I'm gonna use 4 vanilla mirror replacements. If I can get this one open, there we go. So I'm gonna be using a Betty Crocker oatmeal cookie mix. How I store my baking mixes or cookie mixes is in a Ziploc bag. I like to do this because I don't have to, again, worry about if it's gonna spill over, and then I just label it what it is. So since I have 4 mirror replacements in here, it is a 1x1, so I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of the oatmeal cookie mix. That's 3 and 4. Now with chocolate chip or mini chocolate chips, if I have 1 tablespoon, that adds 70 calories. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons over my 4 mirror replacements. So each of the mini muffin or each of the mirror replacement gets half of a tablespoon of chocolate chips. I think it adds just enough chocolate chips where you feel decadent, but not too many calories. Spray my pan. Again, when you're using chocolate chips, you want to use cold water because it will melt the chocolate chips. I'm gonna just make this into a muffin batter. So when I'm doing batch cooking, what I like to do is to either turn on some music so I can jam out, or I will listen to a podcast or a book that I'm listening to. It's kind of nice that I can just listen to it and not really have to read it. Or what I will do is I will save one of my TV shows for this. If you are set up where you can watch TV while you're doing this, I have kind of an open concept, so I can do that. So I can watch it a little bit and then keep batch cooking. But again, try to make batch cooking as enjoyable as possible. So if that is listening to your favorite podcast or listening to your favorite music while you do this, it is how I make it enjoyable. Sometimes I do batch cooking on Sundays, but it doesn't have to be on Sunday. If Sunday is your busy day, or if you work Sunday, you don't have to batch cook or meal prep on Sunday. Most of the time I do my batch cooking on a Monday night. Why is that? Because Sunday I am pooped from the weekend and I don't want to make meal replacements. Monday I feel refreshed. I want to get ready for the weekend or for the week ahead, so I'm going to do my meal replacements then. This one is just a little bit low. All right, I'm going to see how much time we have left on the oven. We have 4.5 minutes. Woo! Awesome. So I'm going to set these aside and start to clean up, and then I will flip it over. My muffins are ready, so I'm going to switch out my first batch for my second batch. Another 12 minutes in the oven, and we will have, let's do a running count of how many meal replacements we have. So we have 4 meal replacements here, 4, 8, and then another 8 in the oven. So we have 16 meal replacements made up at once virtually in about 20 minutes. So it's another 10 minutes on the oven, and then that is when I would do my chips or my croutons because I'm done baking. So with chips, we do turn off the oven, or with croutons, we do turn off the oven so that it can crisp up and get kind of dehydrated. So that's when I would do those options as well. When I am done, this is when it's all done and it's all cooled, I get out my Ziploc bags and I package them up per meal replacement. So 1 Ziploc bag is 1 meal replacement. That's how I know I can just grab it and I know how many meal replacements I have. For additives sake, I don't necessarily put the number of additives that I have in that meal replacement on the outside of the bag. You could do that. I just know that certain meal replacements are going to have certain additives. I know my Jello Poke Cake is 5, and I'm going to count my oatmeal chocolate chip muffins as 45 because that's our standard additive calorie amount, is 45 calories per meal replacement. I hope you enjoyed this batch cooking video. I hope it makes it a little bit more easier to understand how we batch cook and what we mean by batch cooking. Again, I got 16 meal replacements done in about 20 minutes. That can last me a whole week. And so I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna have for a meal replacement each day.